Hi everyone, this is Dr. Merhaut from Elite Sports and Spine Chiropractic. Welcome to this week's Elite Education Series. Today we're going to be talking about running form. We're going to pick out a couple different things that we typically look for when we're doing a gait analysis on someone with their running. We have Dr. Keklak here with me today. He's going to be on the Matrix treadmill, self-propelled. We're going to do some static motions where I'm going to have him stop and show a specific form, whether it's, we're going to talk a little bit about pronation and supination. So if you're over-pronating, over-supinating during your running, we'll show how we assess that, as well as if there's weak and or tightness within the hip internal or external rotators and how we look at that. Another one with just generalized glute med strength or hip strength, which is called Trendelenburg gait, where the hip kicks out one way. And then we'll talk a little bit about your arms and where they should be while you're running. So to start things off, we'll have Dr. Keklak turn the other way. We're going to go and demonstrate first an over-pronating gait. So if he steps, we'll just do it on the right foot. You can see the right ankle is going to cave inward, and that is an over-pronation of the foot. This can be caused by a couple different things. It can be due to weakness and or tightness within certain muscles in the leg. It can be due to just the type of shoe you're wearing, so if the shoe's not supportive enough. It can also be a structural problem, whether you have a high arch or a low arch. For over-pronating, it's most likely going to be the low arch or the dropped arch. If we switch that around and go to over-supinating, the foot's going to be a little bit more outward. The wear pattern on the bottom of the shoe is going to be more on the outside, so if you feel like you land on the outside of your foot, that often means that you're over-supinating while you're running. This can also be due to tightness or weakness in certain muscles in the leg. It can be to a high arch, and also be due to the type of shoe you're wearing. So different things. We won't go into shoe wear and the proper types of shoes to wear this time around, but we are having a running seminar coming up on Tuesday, so we can discuss some of that stuff if you guys sign up for the running seminar. We'll talk a little bit about that at the end, though. Next thing, moving up to the hips. So a couple things that we point out in the hips. If we notice while watching them from the back, if the hip, if the leg juts outward, so just like that, we have a little bit of tightness within the internal rotators of the hip, or weakness in the external rotators. So one or the other, we do muscle tests and palpation tests to determine which that is, and then we can correct that based on which one's weak and which one is strong and or too tight. So the opposite of that would be the foot going inward too much, and then obviously the opposite of what I just said with those muscles, one's being too tight and or too weak. One other thing that we tend to notice with the gait is called the Trendelenburg gait. The Trendelenburg gait is when the gluteus medius isn't contracting to support the hip. So we'll watch his hip jut outward. Sometimes if you just watch people walk normally, you'll see them shifting from side to side. That often indicates a weak gluteus medius. So that can be fixed through strengthening and isolating that muscle through exercises. But then it's oftentimes really pronounced with a running form. So that's one thing that we will look for. Last thing to mention is your arms. This is something that we see all the time. This can be cause very inefficient running. So if you're crossing your arms over your body, that's pulling your body from side to side, and that will reduce your speed, reduce the amount of distance you can go over an extended period of time, and it's just wasting energy. So what you want to do is you have those arms about a 90-degree angle or a little bit less, and you're going to have those go back and forth. Typically what you're wanting is to imagine that you have two walls on the side of yourself, and you don't want your arms to hit those walls. So your arms are going to be coming back and forth like this. You don't want those elbows to be going to the side, because they'd be hitting those walls if you were running through a really narrow hallway. Another thing, we talk about where the hand placement should be. You should be coming down pretty close to where the pocket is. So if you're pulling something in and out of your pocket, the hand should also be able to extend all the way past the hip. And then if it's not doing that, then also you're losing the momentum and the force that you're getting just from that natural arm swing to propel yourself forward. So those are just a couple things that we talked about. Your ankles, your hips, as well as your arms. All of those, and there's a lot of other things that we can go into, but just to be simple with those couple things, those are things that we look at. If you're interested in getting a running analysis or a gait analysis done, we will be doing those at the running clinic. We'll be posting the link in the comments section below. It's Tuesday at 6:15, so if you want to sign up for that, you can click on the link. For some reason you can't make that clinic, we do running analysis and gait analysis for patients, so if you want to schedule an appointment for that, we're more than happy to do a gait analysis and help you correct your form while you're running. This is the Elite Education Series. I'm Dr. Merhaut here with Dr. Keklak. Like I said, we'll post in the comments below if you're interested in the running clinic on Tuesday at 6:15. But I hope you join us again next week at around 12:30 or 1.